I thought it was about time we had a bit of a channel update, let you know what's coming up and what videos we've got planned, as well as some of the more long-term projects that we've got in the pipeline. So as always, we are suffering with the dilemma of too many things that we want to do, not enough time and not enough money. But I've tried to get together a bit of a list, and that's kind of how we run our lives, just lists and lists of things. And hopefully we're going to kind of chew our way through this over the next few weeks and months. So first of all, let's talk short term. Now obviously we've got the van project going on, and that's been really popular, and I know a lot of you are following the progress of that. So I'm going to try and continue with that. I had planned to just get it to a kind of first phase stage before winter and then leave it for a few months, but I think we might plough on with it. I'm certainly going to finish the whole interior, and then we can look at building in the units and things like that in the future. So they will be coming up. The next project really on the house is going to be the staircase. If you remember from a year or so ago when we renovated the whole hall stairs landing, but we didn't do the banisters and all the joinery. It's horrible metalwork that was put in there in the 60s. All that's got to come back out, and we're going to try and put back something a little bit more traditional. Tell you what, I'm just going to reel off all of the projects that I want to try and get done in the next few weeks and months, and then we can talk about the long-term stuff. Okay, so we've got the stair renovation, all the carpeting and the runners for the staircase, all the trim around the rooms we haven't finished. Quite a lot of that still needs to be done. There's 2 windows to fit up in the loft rooms where I am now in both of the ends. There is also a Velux roof window to go in. We need to see some bit more of the wiring up here. There's some LED lights to go in, which will kind of be a light wash down the stone walls, which I think is going to be really nice. I've got all the kit for that, it's just finding the time. Loft wiring, still got to put in a load more sockets up here, so we'll prep up what we need to for that, and then we'll get the electricians in. Barn doors, I need to build some sliding barn doors for all the storage in the office. Shelving, you always need shelving, so we've got a load of reclaimed wood from the house I've put to one side, and I've got some projects planned for that. Then there's a few more things outside, a little bit more serious. We've got some slipped slates in the corner, slip slates, yeah. So there's some repair work there. The gutters are leaking, the old cast iron gutters, so I'm hoping they just need to be cleaned out. And I also need to replace the whole end board, just on this end gable, where it's all rotten. And short-term solution is just to replace that with a PVC sort of fascia or barge board at the end. And then when we re-roof the whole house, whenever that happens, I'm going to do some nice timber painted ones to kind of tie back in with how it used to be. Timber cladding, got to clad some of the back of the garage still and treat that just to tidy it up. We've got a load of masonry, kind of rendered walls to paint at the front here to tidy up. I've got to rebuild the garage door, it's rotten, not secure. I've got gates to build for the veg patch and the chicken run, some like picket fence gates. We've also got to fence the whole side of the property where the old fence has fallen down, the hedge is coming out, and it's just a bit of a mess there, a real mess. So we've got to rebuild all of the fencing down there. Christmas projects. People are going to want Christmas presents, and as always we try and make them, so we've got a few ideas for that. Obviously those videos will release after Christmas, so we don't spoil the surprise for people, but they need to be made. Windowsills, shelves down in the lounge, and I think apart from all the sort of routine utility type boring day-to-day work, like sweeping all the chimneys and cleaning out gutters, sorting out firewood, blah blah blah, that is all of our pre-Christmas plans. It's probably a bit hopeful, but we'll see how we get on. Now long term, now this is where we get a little bit kind of ahead of ourselves. We start dreaming about things we're clearly not going to be able to do anytime soon, but these are the things I really want to share, because hopefully if people are interested in them, it'll motivate us a bit more, and then once time and money is sorted, then we can get on and do them. So in order of potential construction, the first thing to do is to demolish the back porch. The back porch is an eyesore, it's dangerous and completely unfunctional. A lot of the glazing is smashed, it doesn't have a door, it's basically lethal. It's got to come down, but I need to build something there to stop kind of driving rain hitting the back door and kind of just give us a bit of a covered area. But long term, we want to build a timber framed, we're going to call it a garden room. It's not a conservatory and it's not a back porch. We kind of want it to flow with the house a little bit more, but also not be a typical conservatory. So it'll be nice solid timbers, big timber frame, and that'll kind of carry on out into the garden and kind of give us a bit of a hybrid space, I guess. You know, it's part outside, part inside. So that is one thing we do want to do in the near future. It's just working out when we do it and how we tie it in with the other buildings. So we've got the garage to the side. Ideally, I'd like that roof line to carry on. But anyway, that's details. And probably ahead of that, for me at least, is to build the workshop. Now, the workshop's something that's getting put back and back and back, and I get it. You know, at the end of the day, it's more of a luxury and a tidy sort of space to put everything in than a necessity. But all the design's done. The hard work, as far as I had the digger in last year, did all the groundwork, we've compacted the base down, even the shuttering is there ready for the concrete, but then we shifted plans. So I'm going to be sharing in a future video in the next couple of weeks my design for the workshop. It's a fairly straightforward DIY build, and I think it'll be a really good one to kind of work along and kind of a build along type project almost, because it can be downsized to a shed type build, but it can be upsized to a garden office, a garden studio, that sort of thing. So I'd really love to start that in the early spring when I've got a little bit more time, hopefully, but we need to save up and kind of get all the prep work done for that. So we've got this lovely big old house, but part of the problem sometimes with older properties is the kind of layout and the bathroom situation is not up to modern day kind of requirements. And of course we've got the main bathroom. We've put in a little shower room in our bedroom, but there's no downstairs toilet, and for a house this size that doesn't really make sense when you've got little ones around. It's not easy. So I think that will need to happen soon. Unfortunately, there's no logical space in the house for it, so we're going to look at building beside the house a porch and toilet area, so a bit more like an entrance, I don't know what you call it really, atrium? No. Let's go with a porch, a big porch. But that's going to have like a little bit of utility and a toilet. And that will probably be a mixture of stonework and timber frame, probably with a glazed roof, because it's on the nice sort of sunny west side of the house. That again ties into the garage, so we've got this kind of conundrum of there's basically a garden room at the back, this porch deal going on at the side, but both of them link to the house and to the garage, and the garage has got that horrible old flat kind of dilapidated asbestos roof. So ideally you want to kind of carry on the roof lines, put a valley in and join it all so it's like a wraparound building, but of course that's going to cost a lot of money and we're not going to be able to do that all at once. So what I need to do is really think out how those individual bits are constructed that we can just carry on in stages, and that's just one of those things you need to sit there and just think and think and think, sketching, whatever, you know, just to try and get your head around it. So as you can see, there's plenty of project material here, video material here, and stuff to keep you guys happy and us busy. What I would like to do is also feature a few other renovations, not ours. Those sort of videos I can hopefully produce a little bit more, well, more readily and quicker as well, because I won't have to do the dirty work. I'm just kind of going in, filming, and those are my parents' place. My dad's been renovating their house for several years now, and he's building a workshop at the moment, converting a garage, and he's doing things like epoxy floors, really decent kind of worktops, insulating, building some new doors, that sort of stuff. And then he's going to also convert a garage to a nice timber frame look with oak and natural stone. So those videos would be really great to be able to share, and I'm going to go over there, take some footage and kind of give you updates as and when that happens. Also keen to visit my brother's place and his girlfriend. They've been renovating a place for nearly a year now, and they've done loads, you know, really impressed with what they've got done. And again, that'd be a great thing to share with you guys. So I'm trying to kind of mix it up a bit, not make it all van, not make it all garden, not make it all our house, and hopefully there'll be enough there to keep everyone busy. The next couple of videos, believe it or not, are going to be in the kitchen. We've got to do, you know, we've been growing all this stuff all summer, we've got to do something with it, so I'll show you a couple of those things. And also I have filmed the epoxy floor stage at Dad's, so I'm going to share that in the next week. Let us know, what do you want to see? I've mentioned a load of things, ranging from the smallest woodworking project to a whole re-roofing type project. But if there is something there that you think will go down really well, or you're really interested in seeing, then do let us know. It always helps to hear what you want to watch. But most importantly, remember, if you can, do it yourself, and we'll catch you next time.